Take it away. Bibbidi bobbidi boop out of here. Okay, take everything away.
You go to jail. You lose a title. No more free holidays for you. Everybody is... Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Leilani, the non-fairy godmother of all who have done the royal family a disgrace. I am deep undercover in this investigation as we look to find out the fate of the Harrys, the Andrews, and all their kin. Before we talk about the latest news of Prince William taking everyone's titles away, let's start with what might happen to Prince Andrew before that. He might be facing 15 years in an American prison because he committed acts of fraud and identity theft when he decided to probe into Virginia Giuffre's social security number. That's a crime. It looks like the pervert, Prince Andrew, was trying to pervert the course of justice by getting some police to dig up dirt on Virginia Giuffre. No, that's not allowed. And anyone out there who says that they would have done the same as Andrew had they the resources that he had, you need your moral compass checked. He's 15 million% going to prison, which is what he paid to settle out of court with Miss Giuffre if they find out that he passed on her social security number and all of that. But let's get into the details. First of all, let's start out with an I told you so moment. Okay, so 3 years ago, I tried to make videos on Prince Andrew. I had to embed his content within other content in order for it to not get restricted. I couldn't use his face in the thumbnail. That would get restricted if I used it. I had to pixelate it. It was like really cringe. I had to like make his face unrecognizable in order to use his face. I had to call Ghislaine Maxwell G-Max, and then Epstein I had to call G-Max his boyfriend. It was so hard to state facts about the case of Ghislaine, because it was around the time when we were waiting on the verdict for Ghislaine, and even after we got the verdict, that I was trying to show the relationship between Andrew and that perverted couple. You couldn't say nothing about them. So you can imagine how vindicated I feel that all of this stuff is now coming out and we can talk freely about it. I have no idea how Andrew was so protected back 3 years ago that you couldn't even talk about him. I mean, it was ridiculous. But now we know how close they really were. And now we know how much Epstein contributed financially, not only allegedly for legal purposes, to Andrew, but also to Fergie. And can we talk about Fergie for a minute? She was never my favorite. I think everyone already knows that my favorite is a Princess Royal, Princess Anne. I love her. I have gone to watch her speak in Jersey Channel Islands. Yeah, she's my favorite. But when it comes to Fergie, I don't know. She just rubbed me the wrong way. She was the original effing grifter in the royal family before Bill Simmons recognized Meghan and Harry. I mean, I don't understand how much money this woman needs. They say she's greedy, but like, what is she spending money on? Does she have a gambling problem? Watch me find out that she's a gambler or something. Is she like ending up in the MGM Grand presidential suite, you know, mortgaging her house and like, you know, those people that end up with the MGM Grand putting them in the presidential suite because they have one last dice to roll. They have their house to mortgage. Is that what happens to her? She wanted to be so close to Epstein so that she could get all this money off of him. She actually wanted to date him. In Andrew Lowry's book that came out, it's talking about that Fergie wanted to date Epstein. So if ever you thought that she did not know what was going on, she had to. Because you cannot be having holidays with Epstein in the Bahamas, Fergie, and arranging for your husband to meet up. I mean, she's so fixated on money. Fergie was arranging, right, for her to have a holiday with Epstein in the Bahamas whilst arranging for Epstein to hook up Andrew with a wealthy older lady in either Martha's Vineyard or the Hamptons, I don't know, somewhere up in the Northeast United States, trying to get him to court and be a gold digger for a wealthy older woman while she was courting this disgusting man in the Bahamas. What is she doing? Why does she need so much money? Because when you look upon her, you don't see it. You don't see her looking fashionable. You don't see her looking wealthy or polished or any of the above. So I don't know why she wants money so badly. It's like it's a plague. It is a stain on the royal family, the way she behaved. And of course, we see it now again with Meghan. We talk about it all the time. But back in the day, that was what was going on with Fergie. Like, oh my goodness. So anyhow, we don't know what her problem is, why she needs so much money. But what we do know is that her
daughters were taking so many holidays. They were here, there, and everywhere. And apparently the crown was paying for it, like the taxpayers were paying for it until they weren't. And then that's when Fergie had to continue to give them this lifestyle to which they had become accustomed. Everyone knows that they were all over the place constantly. And again, what do they bring to the table? Do they bring style? Do they bring fashion? What do they bring? But they have to be at every bell ring. In fact, even this week, as Andrew, as we can now call him, at least I can. I'm from Barbados, girl. I'll call him Andrew. As Andrew announces that he would no longer use his Duke of York title and other honors, his eldest daughter, within hours, is driving her car into her parents' Windsor home to say, please, let me keep my title. I still have holidays to go and free things to go to. She was supposed to go to the British Museum to attend the Pink Ball, which mirrors the Met Gala, with her sister. They were supposed to go there with Naomi Campbell, Janet Jackson, Lady Kitty Spencer. But does anyone remember this? Here's a close-up.
Bruh.
I'm sorry, though. They have to be everywhere, but they're not working royals. Am I shouting? I'm shouting. Remove their titles too. And that brings us to our next story, which is exactly what Prince William, when he becomes king, intends to do. According to the Daily Beast article, friends of Prince William tell the Daily Beast that William plans sweeping reforms when he becomes king, using special executive orders to remove princely titles from all non-working royals. As king, William will strip Prince Andrew, we're getting to Harry. Don't get ahead of yourself, Leilani. Will strip Prince Andrew and all other non-working royals of the honorific HRHs. The dramatic change will be affected by an executive royal order known as letters patent or patent. Which one is it? Letters patent or patent? Please put down in the comments. I hear so many different, you understand? So, to be ratified by Parliament in the early weeks of the reign of King William V. It will remove princely titles from Beatrice, Eugenie, Harry, Archie, and Lilibet. Interestingly enough, to balance this out, Prince William, when he becomes king, is not going to insist on his own 3 children using those titles. He's going to give them a choice. When they decide that they actually want to do the work and be of public service, public figures, and they want to be working royals, they can then choose that they will use the titles. And if they choose they don't want to, then they don't have to. And this is because these rogue royals has to stop. I think William is trying to get ahead of that and say, well, if you all don't want to do it, you don't have to do it and then also live an ulterior lifestyle. You know what's entailed in this? Having the prince title and princess title. Decide if you want to do that instead of embarrassing the firm and the monarchy. This is so brilliant. Prince William having the foresight to do this really shows a lot about his character and how much thought he puts into things. He really thinks things through, unlike other reactive members of the royal family who think with their parts. Andrew? And it's almost as though Meghan and Harry have seen this coming, because Meghan will not stop from using that Duchess title at it's almost as though she knows it's going to be taken away. This is the tackiest thing I've ever seen, that DS by Duchess of Sussex. And also, as an aside, why for is your suitcase so ugly and beat up? I'm pretty sure that she knows the end is nigh for that title. And I'm so happy to hear this, honestly, just as I was happy to hear that Parliament and the Prime Minister supports an inquiry into Prince Andrew's various matters, his housing, his nefarious methods of doing things.
Will the Prime Minister support a select committee inquiry so all those involved can be called for evidence, including the current occupant?
Well, it's important in relation to all properties, Crown properties, that there is proper scrutiny. I certainly support that.
It's only going to get worse for Prince Andrew and by proxy, Beatrice and Eugenie. Honestly, nobody really wants to see their faces. Unfortunately, they carry the sins of their parents, you know, Beatrice and Eugenie. They carry that burden with them. They always have. And that's why they've been criticized. And it's unfair, yes, but it's life. So every time they show up to a place, it's like, at this point, you can't stop thinking about Virginia Giuffre. And you know what it is? That is a terrible story. I honestly don't know if I should read it. Put down in the comments if you want me to read the book, No One's Girl or whatever. Correction, Nobody's Girl, a memoir of surviving abuse
rights and fighting for justice, Virginia Robert Giuffre.
Please tell me if you want me to. I can struggle through it, you know, but it's very triggering to even talk about for a lot of people. So I don't know what would be the point of reading it. A lot of gross things in there. Virginia was very tortured, and a lot of her interviews you could see that on her. So I've seen those interviews. And like I said, I've made videos in the past that I had to sort of sneak through the algorithm because I knew everything would be restricted. It's just really difficult to talk about and difficult to hear about. But tell me if you want me to read it. Down in the comments, yes, read it, Leilani, or no, don't read it, Leilani. Yeah, let me know. Whatever you can think is the worst thing you can think of is what she went through.
Virginia also admitted that she was told to recruit other girls and therefore tormented them as well. And that is why she suffered so much in her life. She had guilt, she had pain, she had suffering, she had it all. And it's such a smear to have Andrew associated with that, although he denies all allegations of knowing her.
But as he's still denying it, can he deny us seeing his face? And you can even tell with William at the Duchess's funeral that he could not stand to be close to him. Why should people have to live like that? Oh, as for the house, yeah, take that from him for sure, because the money's not moneying. The rent is not renting. It just doesn't add up. He's paying peppercorn. Fergie definitely should not be in there. All the time she had, right? All the toes that she got cleaned by people's mouths. All the things she did. She cannot land a man to pay for her life. She still have to be inside there. The corgis, I really care about them, the Queen's corgis, but I am sure that there are a lot of people that would love to care for the corgis. Put down in the comments if you would like to care for the Queen's corgis. I'm sure they can find people that would do that job for her. So if that's her only purpose in life, she doesn't need to do it. I'm definitely on Prince Philip's side. I don't like her as far as I can see her. Let's get her out. Yeah, so that's just Leilani of Barbados' take on everything. My opinion. I have been watching some interviews. I've been reading some articles. And at this point, that is my conclusion. Take it away! Bibbidi bobbidi boop out of here. Okay, take everything away. Do you see with your monocle Lady Louise Windsor, Prince Edward and Sophie's daughter? Just every fashion show, every K-pop performance, everything she just there. Do you see that? Those two girls can just relax for a minute, and Fergie can go and start some crypto scam, maybe the Fergie coin or whatever. And Andrew can go and watch TV. Apparently he likes to watch TV all day long. Go and watch TV in a flat somewhere. I've heard a lot of suggestions of where he should be exiled to. Please not the Caribbean.
I think Andrew has more than met his quota on Caribbean islands.
Okay, please not the Caribbean. Please put down in the comments where you think that Prince Andrew should be exiled to. I will start the conversation off with North Sentinel Island. It is an island where coconuts do not grow. That's cursed as it is. But then on top of that, they love coconuts. But if you give them coconuts, they then unalive you as soon as you give it to them.
Their aggression was witnessed when American tourist John Allen Chu was unalived by some members of the tribe. The 27-year-old tourist apparently was there to preach Christianity to the people. Displeased by his intervention, the tribe unalived him.
I'm just saying that's one that has people on it. The Andaman Islands, right? It's owned by India, so that's part of the Commonwealth. Yeah, put down in the comments where you think he should be exiled to. Thank you all so much for listening to me. I love you, and you know that. Bye!
Please don't forget to subscribe.
Bye.